Hey legend, before we dive into the story, make sure to subscribe to my channel and support me. Thank you. My fiancé said, "He's gone. Don't be jealous." I checked, he was alive. That night, I sent flowers. He opened the door himself. I'm 29, and I thought I had everything figured out. My name's irrelevant now, but what matters is that 3 months ago, I was engaged to Sarah. We'd been together for 4 years, living together for 2, and the wedding was set for June. She worked in marketing. I do financial consulting for tech startups. We had a nice apartment in the city, split everything 50-50, and I genuinely believed we were solid. Then her phone buzzed during dinner on a Tuesday, March 14th, to be exact. She was in the shower, and the notification lit up on the kitchen counter where she'd left it. I wasn't trying to snoop. I was literally walking past to grab more wine, but the preview was right there. Can't wait for this weekend. Tell him you're visiting your sister again. The contact name was saved as Jessica M. I knew all of Sarah's friends. There was no Jessica M. I didn't confront her that night. Instead, I did what any reasonable person spiraling into paranoia would do. I started paying attention. Really paying attention. The next morning, I told her I had a client meeting out of state on Friday and wouldn't be back until Sunday. She barely looked up from her coffee. "Oh, perfect timing actually," she said. "I was going to visit Emma this weekend anyway. She's been going through some stuff." Emma, her sister, who lived 2 hours away and who I'd just had lunch with the previous Sunday because it was her birthday. "That's nice of you," I said. "Tell her I said hi." Friday came. I told my assistant I was working from home, closed my laptop at noon, and waited. Sarah left the apartment at 2 p.m. with an overnight bag. I gave her 30 minutes, then checked Find My Friends. We'd shared locations years ago for safety, never turned it off. She wasn't heading toward Emma's place. She was going downtown. I followed the dot on my phone to a hotel. Not even a particularly nice one. A mid-range place near the financial district that business people use for conventions. I parked across the street and waited. At 3:47 p.m., Sarah walked into the lobby. At 4:02 p.m., a man followed her in. I recognized him immediately. Marcus, her ex from college. The one she'd told me she barely talked to anymore after they'd mutually decided to stay friends. I sat in my car for 6 hours. They didn't come out. That night, lying alone in our apartment, I made a decision. I wasn't going to blow up. I wasn't going to kick down doors or make a scene. I was going to be smart about this. Saturday morning, Sarah texted me, "Emma's doing better. Might stay another night. Love you." I replied, "Take your time. Love you too." Then I called Marcus's mother. I'd met her once, years ago, at some charity event Sarah had dragged me to. She was a sweet woman who'd talked my ear off about her son's new job at a consulting firm. I'd saved her contact info because she'd insisted on connecting on LinkedIn. "Hi, Mrs. Patterson. This is Sarah's fiancé. I'm so sorry to bother you, but I wanted to send flowers to Marcus's service and I realized I don't have the funeral home information. Sarah's been so devastated she can't even talk about it." There was a long pause. "Service? Honey, Marcus is fine. He's at a conference in Denver this weekend." "Oh my God," I said, injecting confusion into my voice. She must have been talking about someone else. "I'm so sorry. I've been traveling and must have gotten my wires crossed. Please don't mention this to anyone. I feel like an idiot." She laughed it off. We hung up. Except Marcus wasn't in Denver. He was 20 minutes away, in a hotel room with my fiancé. I spent the rest of Saturday planning. I looked up the hotel's policy on flower deliveries. I created a new email address. I ordered a funeral arrangement. White lilies, chrysanthemums, the works, with a card that read, "With deepest sympathies for your loss. May truth bring you peace." I had them delivered to Marcus's apartment Sunday at 6 p.m., right around the time Sarah would be driving back from Emma's. Sunday night, Sarah came home around 8 p.m. She looked tired but relaxed. Showered. Happy even. "How was Emma?" I asked. "Better. We just watched movies and talked. You know how it is." "That's good," I said. "I'm glad you could be there for her." My phone buzzed at 8:47 p.m. Unknown number. "Who the fuck are you and why did you send flowers to my apartment?" I didn't respond. I blocked the number and went to bed. Update 1. Sarah was acting strange all Monday. Jumpy. Checking her phone constantly. I pretended not to notice and went to work like normal. Tuesday afternoon, Emma called me. Actually called, not texted. "Did Sarah visit you this weekend?" I asked before she could speak. "What?" No. What? Just checking something. Don't worry about it. Is everything okay? Yeah. Talk soon. I hung up. 2 hours later, Sarah came home and immediately went to the bedroom. I heard her on the phone, voice low and tense. I couldn't make out words, but the tone was clear. She was panicking. At dinner, she barely ate. You okay? I asked. Fine. Just work stress. Anything I can help with? No. It's fine. Wednesday morning, I woke up to find Sarah already dressed, makeup done, pacing in the living room. We need to talk, she said. Here it comes, I thought. Confession. Apology. Maybe even tears. I think we should postpone the wedding, she said instead. I blinked. What? Just for a few months. I'm feeling overwhelmed with work and planning and everything. I think we need more time. Does this have anything to do with Marcus? Her face went white. Actually white. What? Marcus Patterson. Your ex. The one you spent last weekend with at the Marriott downtown while you told me you were at Emma's. She opened her mouth. Closed it. Opened it again. I don't. How did you? So you're not denying it. It's not what you think. What do I think, Sarah? Because I think you've been fucking your ex behind my back and lying to me about it. Am I wrong? She started crying. It was one time. It was a mistake. I was confused. One time? Really? Because Jessica M. texted you 2 weeks ago about this weekend too. How many times is one time, Sarah? She crumbled onto the couch. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It started in February. We ran into each other at a work thing, and we just started talking, and I don't know what happened. You know exactly what happened. You made a choice. Multiple choices. Please. We can fix this. I'll end it with him. I'll do whatever you want. I want you out of this apartment by Friday. Update 2. She didn't leave Friday. She begged. She cried. She promised it was over with Marcus, that she'd made a terrible mistake, that she loved me and only me. I didn't budge. Saturday morning, she was gone. Took her clothes, her toiletries, and interestingly, all the photos of us from the living room. Petty, but whatever. Sunday, I got a text from Marcus. We need to talk. Coffee. I agreed. Met him Monday at a Starbucks near his office. He looked awful. Dark circles, wrinkled shirt, nervous energy. Look, man, I know you're pissed. You think? I said calmly. Sarah told me you guys were basically over. That the engagement was a mistake. That you'd grown apart. And you believed her. Why wouldn't I? We have history. I thought. You thought you were the hero in this story. The guy who gets the girl back. Except she was lying to both of us. He stared at his coffee. The flowers. That was you. Yeah. Why the funeral arrangement? Because your mother told me you were dead when I called her pretending to be concerned. Sarah must have told her you'd passed away to explain why she was so devastated she needed to visit her sister. Guess she didn't expect me to fact-check. Marcus's face went through several emotions at once. She told my mother I was dead? Check with her yourself. He pulled out his phone right there. I watched him text his mom. Watched him read the response. Watched him realize that Sarah had spun elaborate lies to everyone in her life to keep this going. Jesus Christ, he whispered. Yeah. We sat in silence for a minute. For what it's worth, he finally said, I didn't know she was still living with you. She said you'd moved out. That it was amicable. Cool story. I ended it. After the flowers. I told her we were done. Good for you. I left him there and went home. Update 3. 2 weeks later, Sarah started texting me. Not apologizing. Asking about the security deposit on our apartment. About splitting furniture. About whether I'd told my family. I'd told everyone. My parents, my sister, our mutual friends. I didn't embellish or badmouth her. I just told the truth. She cheated. I found out. It's over. Her friends started taking sides. Some reached out to apologize on her behalf. Others told me I was being too harsh, that people make mistakes. I blocked most of them. April 3rd, I got a call from the wedding venue. Sarah had called them asking about keeping the date, but changing the groom's name. I laughed so hard I almost dropped the phone. She wants to keep our wedding date for her and Marcus? I asked the coordinator. She didn't specify who. She just asked about the change policy. Tell her the deposit's non-refundable and I'm not signing anything. The coordinator hesitated. The deposit was paid from a joint account, which I've since closed and split down the middle. She got her half. The venue deposit was on me. Click. May came. I heard through a friend of a friend that Sarah and Marcus had actually gotten back together officially. That she'd moved in with him. That they were taking things slow. Good luck with that, I thought. Final update. It's been 3 months since I sent those flowers. The wedding date came and went in June. I spent it hiking with my brother in Colorado. No dramatics. No wallowing. Just fresh air and perspective. Sarah tried to reach out last week. Long email about closure and forgiveness and the person she's become. I deleted it without reading past the first paragraph. Marcus's mom apparently confronted Sarah at some point and told her never to contact their family again. I only know this because Marcus sent me a brief message apologizing again and thanking me for opening his eyes. I didn't respond. The apartment feels bigger now. Quieter. I redecorated, got rid of everything that reminded me of her, and started focusing on work and friends I'd neglected. Would I do anything differently? Honestly, no. The flowers were petty, sure, but they got the point across. Some truths really are meant to be revealed, even if you have to deliver them with lilies. Edit 1. People keep asking if I kept receipts or screenshots. I did. All of them. Saved every text from Jessica M. Every location ping, every lie about Emma. I haven't needed them yet, but I have them. Edit 2. For those wondering, yes, I changed the locks immediately after she moved out. And no, she didn't get the ring back. Family heirloom. My grandmother would haunt me if I let that go.